Hey family, I'm back with you guys. It's your girl, Hathor Akhenaten, aka the Voodoo Diva. A lot of great updates, a lot of good things to talk about. Today, in particular, we're gonna be dealing with the mindset of a voodooist on your mind. Gotta get the mind right. Okay? Classes are coming up, a lot of cool things are happening and taking place, people are getting themselves set up every day with their altars. They're getting these activations, the readings. A lot of beautiful things are transpiring. So, congratulations to all who have definitely been putting in the work, doing what you gotta do. Shout out to Voodoo the Final Frontier. Now, moving along, we gotta talk about the mental process that you gotta be dealing with before you get into anything. Okay? Number one, where your mind at? Basically, in terms of your condition with your life and things of that nature, have you made realistic advancements to what's going on? Meaning, have you analyzed your situation to see, are you comfortable where you are? Okay, are you comfortable with yourself? Are you comfortable with your environment? All these things play such a role in terms of preparing yourself for the journey that's ahead. Okay, so very, very important that you know that before you step into something, you gotta be willing to come to grip with reality, with your situation, with your flaws. You know what I'm saying? It starts with you, okay? Because this journey is for the elite. If you've been called upon by the ancestors, just know that you are in an elite position. You have the choice now to make moves and act upon the calling or sit back and still play by the sidelines. That choice is yours. They call. If you answer, is where it's all going to go down. So you got to think about that. Have you made any conscious efforts with your situation to get things done? You know what I mean? Have you been making moves to get yourself closer to where you need to be at for things to start manifesting? Okay? All right. And being realistic. Not thinking quite spiritual or magic yet, but thinking for you, yourself. What are you doing? All right. To get there realistically. Okay? So you have to remember, you got to really sincerely give yourself a chance to be able to learn without the fear and the doubts and that kind of thing. Because honestly, think about this. The kind of freedoms and the kind of things we have now, that we could even be where we are, although again, the fight is still always ongoing. However, our ancestors was dead set on one thing: live free or die. Now, I want you to just take a second to understand. We have not made communication due to the taboo and the bombardment of media for a long time. So right now they need charge. They need help from us to be able to advance as well. It's a conscious evolution going on, okay, between ourselves and our deeper connection that we're gaining with them. Okay? So if you're coming in to think that you're doubting and you're this and you have the fears, then it's not for you. Quite frankly, it's just not, because again, this gathering, you can consider yourself elite. Voodoo's elite. Okay? Because you're gonna be realistically starting from within and then breaking it down as a process to get where you need to go. Okay? So now we're going to get up into what to expect. All right. Like side effects includes nausea, diarrhea. No, I'm just kidding. But on the real though, basically be prepared for the rejection. All right. The rejection is going to start coming from family and even friends. You're going to see the phony ones and the fake ones come out to the light. Okay, those that really never had your back and would never want you to spiritually advance or advance, period, in any sorts of forms, if it wasn't under their rule or under what they have been subconsciously programmed to believe. Remember, this religion card that they've thrown out has overcome them literally as if it's like a microchip in their mind of how one is supposed to act when it comes to spirituality. That's handed and fed to them. You know that this kind of science and our tradition is something that they have worked a lifetime to give a bad name, to make look crazy, to make look unattractive, unappealing, scary, you name it. So now that you're coming in your light, you've gotten the divine transmission and the calling to act upon your ish. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be looking like, you know what I mean? Good that they started and did it now, because less for you to worry about in the future. And what I mean by that, they have already weeded themselves out. You ain't gotta worry about them no more. They on their way, you are on yours. Okay, so expect that, because it's part of the game. It's part of what this is. It's a journey. It is a learning journey in all senses of the word. But you get to see the real ones from the fake. So boom, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Nothing at all. You know? So really and truly, your real family is your spiritual family. It's those that connect with you, those that uplift you in your time of growth. Okay, that's the people you need to be worrying about or looking out and connecting with. You ain't got time for all this other ish people be wanting to talk. It's not gonna be serving no purpose to you. You're supposed to know better. You're higher than that. You're elite. So therefore, what they brewing and how they acting, it's not even a phase. You see game and recognize it before it even comes through, because that's the reason why you were called. Your journey is something special and unique to you. And you don't need man's approval. Because guess what? Men lie, but the Loa, the ancestors, they don't. Facts. You know, you ain't looking for their approval. So we just got to bear that in mind. You know what I mean? You can't be afraid or worried, because this really shows who is with you and who is not. So accept that and move forward. Progress. That's the only way you kill them off, is your progression, your evolution, your future entrepreneurship, your what, you know what I'm saying? Your ways of changing, your light shining. Okay? So there's that. Now another thing to expect is that you're going to be put to the test. And that's just the real. You know, it's part of it. Shit happens. But shit was happening before you even stepped to this territory or this part in this journey of yours. So a person who's elite, you know what they're going to say? They're going to be like, you know what? Things was happening already. And there's a lot more shit that's going to come. So I need to prepare myself to know that these are tests from my ancestors, and I'm going to ace them, because I already know this comes with it. Now, you know, testing things and shit is never easy, but if you don't face them, then you don't grow. If you don't embrace them, then you don't see the true power and the strength that you have within, you know? And so that's where you got to have your mind at, like, you got this. Your ancestors will never give you more than you can carry or bear. So if you've been chosen and you're moving and you're making the necessary moves, it's for a divine purpose and a divine reason, okay? Know this. Now, things gonna be rough around the edges, you know what I mean? But they gotta see if you're worthy. Think about this for a second. Okay? They fought for our freedom, y'all. Live free or die was the motto. They need to see if you're an elite companion. Can they even trust you? With the kind of power and the kind of things that's going to start to come online for you. You are getting back in touch with your goddess mode. That shit ain't no easy trip round the park. There's healing that needs to be done. There's advancements. And these things, again, take time. And there are going to be rifts and there's going to be shit in the road. But that's all part of it. Embrace it. It's part of what makes you who you are. The scars and all. You gotta take them. Because why? You elite up in this. Okay? So that's how that goes. Now, it's crazy because in terms of examples, you have a marionette. Marionette is a Loa, a very fierce one. Okay? A very fierce one. But however, here's the thing. She even put her baby in a cannon and had that jammed so that the riders that was on the front line could continue fighting without no interruptions or being killed, you know what I'm saying, or being threatened. So she lost her child. She lost her husband. She did what was necessary for the collective thought and for the collective process of a people. See, this is a lot of times where we fall short and our movements and things get short-winded because we got to understand sacrifices, things have to be done. But when it's being done for the right reason, though, it's all worth it. and then some. So, just be ready for the test, things you're going to face. I give that as example, but it's just to let you know how deep it is. You know what I mean? Hey, it's part of it. You wouldn't get this far if you hadn't succumbed other things that was there before that, in that time. Phases, changes, transitions. It's all part of it. Okay? So you got to think about it like this. Can you let go the so-called circles, the craziness, let people go, sacrifice, things like that? You know what I'm saying? Choose your journey over these people and over things. All that's going to come and occur as part of the test. Okay? Prepare yourself. Now, another situation about it all is this. In this journey, you got to be able to know that this chaotic life that you was having was already there, and you can't come in looking for quick fixes. Okay, one thing that I can guarantee you is you stick to this process, you stick to learning your knowledge and being optimistic, and actually not expecting to get some quick fix, but rather being happy and proud that you are learning the greatness of your ancestors, and not just for you, but for you and your generations to come. You're sharing in part of this legacy that has been kept swept under the rug and left as taboo and all that stuff. Then you best believe you are in for something. You gonna get not the quick fix, but the fix, the ultimate fix, and that fix will be forever and evermore, and carry on past this time that we are in. Okay, and for your children's children's children to come, they need to know their spiritual greatness. They need to know that they have revolution in their blood. They have great ancestors to look up to who fought and was not pussies. They did what they had to do. They got it done because the motto was live free or die. They weren't punking out. They weren't cowards. Okay? So you got to think of it that way. It's all a process. And it's okay. You got family. You got love. You're not alone. You are not alone in this. Contrary to what you might think or believe. Okay? You are finding your soul tribe daily. And the more that you keep up with your energy and keep it up, the more you will find them. And the more you guys will connect. It's energy, yo. It's always been and will always be. All right? So, you gotta look at the things and be realistic at all times. You know what I mean? With everything that you are doing. You can't come up in there with selfish intent and thinking you just, oh, well, my boyfriend, because he ain't want to act right. I just want to see how to get this voodoo so I can mess him up and shit. This ain't for you. It's not that cup of tea on this side of town. Okay? We're doing things monumentally to change our conditions as a people. Because it did it before and it can do it again. Now, another thing we got to talk about, y'all, is discipline. Discipline. It is not advisable to be jumping from one thing to another, one spiritual practice to the next, to the next, to the next. You get yourself confused. Voodoo itself already is a vast world. It has a lot to cover. Okay, lots to be known, a lot of beautiful things to overstand and concepts and, such rich culture to it, etc., right, of your tradition. However, jumping into things will only cause added confusion to what you're already trying to grasp. You can't jump from side to side from the next fashion statement of what you think is, it don't work like that. If this is resonating with you, you've been drawn to it, there is a purpose. You must focus. Focus. Focus is everything. All right, because you don't want to go ahead and trip yourself out, start imagining things that wasn't there. Well, maybe if I didn't do this and I didn't do that, then this wouldn't happen. And what it is you've been mixing up stuff so much now, paranoia starts to creep up in your mind and play tricks on you. So you guys to be careful with that. Very. Okay. Now, you know, the mind is a complicated thing, so don't give it no more than it needs, okay? If you're nourishing yourself with a spiritual system and trying to get it right, you stick to that. You do that. You commit to something and stick to it. That's how advancement happens. That's how richness in us changing around these things that we have endured, the taboo in the media, the bashing of it, the programming constantly to tell you that it's not for you and it's not good and all that. No. The time has come for different. And you have a family. Shout out to the Facebook group. If you ain't there, you're tripping on life.com. If you ain't got your reading yet, you're tripping. Classes are on the way. Okay? We are starting very soon. Okay? At the end of this month, it's going down. So prepare yourself mentally, my sister, my brother. Okay? This is for you. You were called upon. This is not by coincidence. This is not by just mere faction of you thinking something in your head. No, you're feeling a connection because there is one. Now it's going to be up to you to expand on that. Study with a happy and an open heart because you're going to get where you need to go. We just have to do it together. We got to band it together and unify on that level. And there's nothing in the world that does that more than Sunsetu, than the ancestors, than the Guinea. It has happened, and nothing is new under a sun. So if you're here, consider yourself privileged and consider yourself the elite. Voodoo's elite. Okay? This is all in our blood. This is our tradition. We're taking it back. We up in here. So let's do what we got to do. Okay, now be sure that you guys log on to www.thevoodoodiva.com. Okay, everything from helping with the altars to consultations, your readings, whatever you need, it is there. Make sure that you subscribe to the email list so that I can send out timely information. Okay, so on and so forth. It is about healing, and that's what we're here to do. It's your girl, Priestess Mambo Hathor Akhenaten, a.k.a. the Voodoo Diva. Much love. One.